What do you do when your faith is tested after the loss of a loved one? Let's walk together and I'll show you how you can not only restore your faith in yourself and others, but also with your higher power. Hey friend, welcome back to Grief Questions Answered. I'm Eric, and it's my goal with these videos to share everything that I've learned about how to survive, find support in the loneliness of grief, and how to intentionally get back up and live beyond the loss of a loved one. If this grief tip that you're seeing today doesn't help you, I'm confident it can and will help you at some point in the future. So be sure to save this video to watch later on. And if you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button down below, as this is the best way to get notified of new videos like this and to show support for the channel. Rachel is a member of our Let's Walk Together group, and she asks me, how do I restore my faith? And this is a really important question because faith means something different for everyone. And I want this video to touch upon how our faith is impacted after the loss of a loved one. And more importantly, it's not necessarily about any particular belief set, religion, or spiritual following. It's just about how we can restore our faith. And I was faced with this same question and challenge after I lost Zoe. I questioned a lot about what faith meant to me, because losing your loved one tests your faith no matter what that is. And so I liken losing our faith to this big mighty oak tree that suddenly loses all of its leaves in the aftermath of a huge storm. I'd like you to imagine this tree, this majestic tree with the branches and the leaves that are just reaching towards the sky, which symbolizes your faith and your belief system. And when that storm strikes, it shakes that tree to its core, causing every single leaf to fall and leaving those branches bare and exposed. And something similar happened to me recently, and it perfectly represents this analogy. You see, I have these two potted grapefruit trees that were planted by Zoe and her sister Armida almost 18 years ago. And I've watched these trees grow over the years, and they've made several successful moves with me. But this last move I made, it was absolutely different. You see, my trees were protected from winds by a screened lanai in my old home. But at my new home, there is no lanai. And so the trees are in this wide open space, and there's a lot of winds that come through. And so within 2 days of moving into this house, I must have picked up the trees from being blown over at least a dozen times. But not only that, almost all of the leaves were stripped away from the winds. And that's because the leaves were not tested by anything under the protection of that lanai at my old place. And so here the leaves represent your faith. They provide shade, comfort, and a sense of purpose in your life. And the loss of a loved one is that huge storm, that really bad storm, which is a really powerful force that tests the strength and resilience of your faith and beliefs. And as those leaves fall, your faith is also stripped away. And so just as the tree may seem lifeless and barren after that storm, losing your faith can make you feel lonely, empty, and questioning the meaning and purpose of all of this. And so you can regain your faith. And that becomes a process of introspection and regrowth, similar to the trees regrowing their leaves over time. And that's exactly what happened with my two trees. You see, the leaves started to grow back, but now they're so much stronger, so they're able to face the winds that are still coming. And the regrowth of our faith happens in the similar way too. But for us, it may require some extra care. It may require you to find some answers to questions like this. But most importantly, it may require you finding new sources of inspiration and understanding about what your faith means to you now. And this process can be really challenging, Rachel, but like the tree that regains its foliage, there is a potential for your faith to be renewed, transformed, and strengthened. I'm happy to report that almost all of the leaves have regrown on my two trees, and there are new branches forming, which tells me that it's getting stronger. So Rachel, for you, It may take time for your new beliefs to take root and grow, but ultimately, it's through this process of grief and adaptation to your grief that you find a renewed sense of faith, even in the face of this really difficult loss. And so I'll leave you with this. Life goes on, and we are constantly shown how nature approaches rebirth and strength. And we can take our cues from Mother Nature all around us, including others who have walked this path before. As always, Rachel, I hope this helped. Do you have a question about grief that I can answer for you? Let me know in the comments below. And by the way, don't forget to join us for the next emotional relief workshop. Just head over to emotionalreliefnow.com to learn more about how you can go from emotionally overwhelmed to grounded and calm in less than 90 seconds. Also, don't forget to click subscribe below. Let's walk together, and I'll see you in next week's video.